Hashem, we continue on Pele Yo'etz. We are in the middle of Ahavat HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We talk about all the good that Hashem does for us, that we owe Him at least to worship Him the right way. הרב מפרמן, ויש מין אהבה אחרת, הבאה מצד השכל. Besides everything that we said, all the good that Hashem does for us, there is another kind of love toward Hashem. הבאה מצד השכל, logic. It's logical, to love Hashem. In the Ahavat Haromemut, it's called like the greatness of Hashem causes us, to love Him. I'll explain what this means. Anybody that has a good mind and understanding, that he recognizes the greatness of the complete person, and whoever desires the completion, to be great, to be complete, so you like the perfect man, you like somebody who's perfect in all aspects of his life, and you're going to have some kind of love towards him. Okay? So more and more so that we have to love the Creator. This is He's is a true complete being. בכל מיני שלמות, בתכלית השלמות, in all kind of completeness, ultimate completeness, Hashem. We all have like shortcoming. אבל אהבה זו לא ייתכן אלא בדומים. Again, this kind of love, kind of like it's not understandable אלא something that is dominant, something that is like doesn't have like a human being. I'll explain what does it mean. That he has a desire to go in the right way. So the more that you are involved in learning Hashem's Torah and fulfilling His mitzvot, because you're doing it because Hashem commanded you, and it's the right thing to do. And go in the ways of Hashem. This is how you increase your love towards Hashem and toward completeness. And wherever you become like weak in your avodat Hashem as Torah mitzvot, so you go sort of backward, from love that you have toward Hashem. That you don't have that kind of connection, with Hashem. Or his Avonot cause him to be like the wall between him and Hashem, and there's like a separation. These are all the mekatrogim, all the people who are talk bad behind his back in Shamayim, that basically come and confuse his mind with all kind of like a thought, different thought. To the point that you cannot even remember or continuously to think about the love you have toward Hashem. Because we are very, very like in a low level, like we are like an orphan. That we are in a very, very low level at the moment, right now, because of all the impurity that is around us. also our shortcoming, our chataot, kind of prevent us to get close to Hashem. ואין אנו יכולים לכוון דעתנו ליראה ולאהבת השם הנזכר והנכבד והנורא. But we are not have the ability to focus on the love and fear of Hashem the way they're supposed to be. הנה כי כן טוב להגיע ושיקבע עתים לקרוא מדי יום ביום, או לפחות בפעם בפעם בספרים המזכירים היראה והאהבה וכדומה. So it's praiseworthy that you set aside some time every day, or from time to time, to read books like this, that kind of like remind us about the concept of loving and fearing Hashem. כגון בספר הקדוש ראשית חוכמה, being some example, like ספר ראשית חוכמה, בספר החסיד שלה, בספר חובת הלבבות, all the famous ספרי מוסר that we have, ספר הברי וכדומה. וכי דברנו אלה אולי יש תקווה לקיים במקצת מצוות יראה ואהבה. With all these things, there is a little bit of hope that we'll be able to fulfill to some degree, maybe not completely, but at least it started, in a concept of feeling and loving Hashem. Because the fear comes after the love, vice versa. Because of the abundance of the love that we have toward Hashem, for all the good that we accepted from Him, or because of the greatness and completion of Hashem. All of this cause you to fear not to go against His will. Make Hashem angry. I mean, there's a concept, Hashem doesn't get angry, but not to make Him angry and not also cause Him pain. Also, it talks about that this is something that we can do all day long. In a previous section, it said that this is the mitzvah that we can do all day long because a person cannot stop from thinking. We always have thought in our mind. But we have a choice. Whether we're thinking about this, we're thinking about that. So he said Hashem has a power because you cannot be without thought even a split second during the day. You always think. You have something in your mind. So we can fulfill that, we can fill your mind, either with the concept of love and fear of Hashem or vice versa. Say also the concept of fearing Hashem is also in your mind. He's going to explain this further up when we get to about fear of Hashem. And from the thought of the love toward Hashem, because of this, he gets to the point of thinking about fear of Hashem. Also, a person has the ability to awaken his love and his fear of Hashem through a physical being. Let's explain what that means. Kegon im ochel or shote davar she'arev lechiko. If he eats or drinks something that is kind of like enjoys from it, and it's kind of like tastes good in his mouth. ותתענג בדשא נפשו בטיולים ושמיעת קול ערב, or basically he gets rejoiced, by going, like looking at the thing outside, goes in a sightseeing, ושמיעת קול ערב, or listen to some good music. ותשמיש המיטה, also when he's with his wife, like all the enjoyment that people have, enjoyment, gashmi enjoyment. or when you are kind of like become wealthy and you kind of like in a good situation, you're enjoying your life goes well. So he has to pay attention that he likes all these things. Nobody dislike good things in life. Shehu Kalev Avet Hevel Bari. But all of these things, at any moment, could go away. And a person can lose all of these things. Asher bin Laila Haya bin Laila Avet, that one night you can have it, and tomorrow night you cannot have it. All this mundane, Geshmiut, can go away at any moment. All of this causes us to love Hashem more and more. Because all the enjoyment you have in life so come from Hashem. Like Hashem gives us life, and in the life, we enjoy from all the things that we enjoy from. And he can gain, in his mind, the love of Hashem from all this like a earthly thing, and then he gets to the point that loves Hashem, just like it says, Ahavat Adoni. I think this is Pasuk in Shemot, that it says that I love my master. Or in Shir Hashirim say, Ma yafid uman na'am ahavat tanugim. How nice and how beautiful it is, that you love, all the good things that you have. וכן שאירה ויפחד מאיזה סיבה מסיבות מגרה הזמן. Or when you have kind of fear, for all any reason that happens, in your life. Iten libo v'yomar. He has to pay attention and says, Ma liro midavar ze asher lahevel dama. Why have fear from this thing, that doesn't have any kind of like a continuation. It's like it could go at any time. Yoter tovli met ha'elokim ani yareh. It would be better for me if I have the fear of Hashem in me. ותכף יחליפנה וימיר אותה רע בטוב, and he'd be able to change that thought, from bad to good. יקבל שכרתו מסר כדי גאולתו. He can get reward from this. וכשם שאמרנו שהשגת אהבה ויראה הכל לפי רוב המעשה, לפי רוב הלימוד התורה וספרי מוסר. Just like we said, that the way that you get this love and fear of Hashem is based on the work that you do, like the limud that you do when you learn Torah and Sifrei Musar. From in the same token, when you love and fear of Hashem, it kind of like increases your love toward Torah and Mitzvot. Because love is kind of like shows himself when you're doing the will of the person that you love. When you love somebody, you try to go do anything that person desires. With all your being, with all your possession. Even all the waters cannot kind of distinguish, that love and that love that you have. And based on the amount of love you have toward that person, you are willing to basically put yourself in a situation that is not easy for you. It's a very like a what's the best word for tircha? That means that toil. You have to toil, to do the ratzon of the person that you love. And you'll be able to kind of carry the weight of this work that you want to do for the person that you love, even for a long period of time. And all this passes in your eye like very, very quickly. Like when you love somebody and you do something for that person, even if you do it for a long period of time, it appears to you that it's a very short period of time. Just like you do, for the love of money or any other thing that kind of you have desire for. And again, is enough for a person to love Torah and Mitzvot, just like he likes Mammon, just like he likes wealth. Ahavat ishto banav kedome, or the love that he has toward his wife, his family, and the same amount of love that you have for wealth and for your family, you have to have the same amount of love for Torah mitzvot. Halvai tehe kohenet mefundakit. I don't know what this term means. Halvai, and is praiseworthy, and he hopes that he tehe kohenet mefundakit. I'm not really sure what he's trying to say here. Maybe Harav can explain to us later. ובזה יוודא איפה אם הגיע למדרגת אוהבת בורו, and then you get to the point, to the level that he's going to love the Creator. כאשר יסס על אמרתו, כמו שיש הרב, that you're kind of rejoicing on what he says, just like you are finding a very, very big treasure. ויקפיד על עיבוד הזמן, and you have to be concerned about wasting time. Even a short period of time without being involved in learning Torah and doing mitzvot. Just like you don't want to waste any time when it involves like earning something very valuable. Torah is very, very precious. And everything in the world is not equal to him. This is Masechet Avot. Oy lahem laberiyot me'elbona shel Torah. Masechet Avot said at the end, I think Perek Vav, Mishnah Bet. Oy lahem laberiyot. And vow to the people, to the people in the world me'elbona shel Torah, that kind of like doesn't like leave the Torah aside. She'en lecha elbon gadol mizeh. There's not like a shortcoming more than this. Mimi sheyachol leharviya revach gadol ve'la'ason nachar yusro. For a person that has the ability to gain something very valuable and do nachar yusro and does something that pleases Hashem. Ve'ino choshesh, and he's not concerned about this. Ve'osek b'schok v'sicha b'telah. If he kind of like involve himself in all the mundane things, like idle talk and sechok and all the not serious thing in life. Alav hakatuv omer in a pasuk in Yirmiyah, oti azvu mekol ma'im chaim, that they kind of like leave me aside, which I am where everything that Ma'im Chaim comes from, and they go, toward the well that it doesn't have anything in it. People like leave Torah aside, something that's valuable, and goes, focus on other things. And all day long, they focus on other things. במקום שיש יפה שעה אחת, עליו הכתוב, אותי עזבו מכל מים חיים, לעשות להם בורא נשברים, אשר אדם שומע להיות מחשב שכר מצווה. You get praiseworthy as a person that kind of talks about, all the things that he gains from the mitzvah. That he pleases Hashem, כי יפה שעה אחת של תורה מעשים טובים בעולם הזה, it's much better 1 hour of being involved in Torah Masim Tovim in this world, from all the time that you spend, in the world to come. And when there is kind of lust involved, you have to be very, 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 very quick to act. That you don't get to the point that you love the worldly things more than you love Hashem. And everybody that lives worshiping Hashem and being involved and learning His Torah and also doing the mitzvot, for any reason, whatever it is, it showed that he likes that thing, that mundane thing, more than he loves the Creator. It kind of like doesn't care about whatever comes after it. And all that he's involved in the mundane and worldly thing. He has to have in mind the reason that he kind of like involved, in that work. That he has kind of, whatever he does, in like a worldly affairs, it has to come to the point that the ultimate goal would be that help him in Avodat Hashem, in worshiping Hashem and do what he has to do. And everything that he does, it has to be for the Leshem Shomayim, for the sake of Hashem, not for any other kind of like any other reason. Katuv, just like say Mishle, Bechol deracheha da'ehu, in all your ways you have to know him. Behu yasher chotecha, and Hashem also kind of helps you in the way. If you kind of like do the first step, the rest, Hashem kind of like straighten your path. This is a very, very big clad in the Torah. שמתוך כך לא יהיה מן השורה וישקול בפלס כל מעשיו, that you're going to be in the right path and everything that you do would be in the right way. במידה במשקל משורה, and everything has to be like the way it's supposed to be. ונמצא שכל ימיו רק עסוק על התורה, and you find out that all of your time, you kind of like been involved in Torah and mitzvot. ויש הרבה מן האהבות שמוטלות על האדם. There's a lot of other kind of love that person obligated to do. וכולן נמשכות מאהבת הבורא. And all of those come from the love that you have toward Hashem. This is the first step, and then it goes into next all is Ahavat Asmo. Adam has to kind of love himself. Then Ahavat Banim Bebanot, his children. Then Ahavat Ish Ve'isha, between man and a woman. And all the other love that is involved. This is a long section between man and woman. Ahavat Lomdei Torah, Hashem Choshvei Shemo. Also you have to love people who learn Torah, people who fear Hashem. Ahavat Re'im, people around you. There's a lot of love. We have kind of like a lot of love that we are obligated to do. Okay. Hashem will continue.